hello everyone. We are here to do the full moon in Leo read. Yes, I'm back again. No, I don't look fantastic, but it is because I briefly looked at some aspects because the energy has been pretty heavy. I've been multitasking and I've been trying to get things ready. I just rang a friend to tell them about the aspects that are occurring this week, moving into the full moon in Leo. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting, this transit, and I didn't want to delay any further after looking at the aspects because we do need to be pretty mindful of what's coming up. Now, I'm going to try and find, and I did lots of notes when it did actually come to each house placement, so while I'm chatting away and I'm waiting for people to join the group, I have actually placed the aspects, if I can find them, as I mentioned, for each zodiac sign. So I'm going to briefly wait for people to connect. Feel free to say hello. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium as well as a twin flame, as well as I cover the aspects of the astrology. Now, the astrology this week is going to be gnarly. Gnarly, I tell you. Now, the reason being is that we do actually have Black Moon Lilith in Aries. We are also going to be having, yeah, no, I'm with you, sweet. I am with you. It's like, Jesus, take the wheel. This is getting ridiculous. Now, I have said on the previous videos I've done, and I don't look fantastic, and this is what the collective is feeling like. But I'm showing up, I'm trying to get here for you guys so you guys understand. When I have been tuning into March, I found it really difficult to actually tune into it because I've had to change it a few times, and usually in a synchronistic pattern when I'm doing the actual aspects of the astrology, looking at that multitasking moon energies, twin flame energies, and then I get my psychic downloads, I do try and get a template going for each read. Now, I have noticed that that template is needing to change because there will be a lot of ins and outs in relationships. And I was like, what's going on with this? Now, with the way the read was coming through, and if you do go through it and look at other readers, what you may notice is with the Mercury frequency, it's appearing to be incredibly triggered. And we look at Mercury and we think, why is this trigger here? I know why the trigger's here now. Also, what I had noticed with the videos, I had pulled the energy again, and I've moved now, instead of it being just in general read for energies of love, and how I did articulate that this Venus aspect with the Aries and Chiron energy, and with Venus being in Aries, it potentially will be quite unique and probably not so romantic, and I can tell you the reasons why. Now, Mars is connected to Aries, which is the planet of war, but it's also about crops. Black Moon Lilith is going to be in Aries, which is quite a gnarly kind of aspect, and it is going to be there for a while. It's going to be there through till October, which is the planet of war. And it is our shadow side when we look at it. So the way you're going to be looking at those areas is very much look at your Chiron and Aries placement. And I did mention this throughout the charts. So I'm going to go through, because these aspects, I won't even need to look at this, I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you some areas that are coming up. Now, it is about healthy boundaries. It's also about the give and take in relationships, in connections, how you can come to the table with situations and how you can directly look at the energies around you. It is very trigger hungry, and it can be very egoic in a sense when we're entrapped, when we're stuck, when we're feeling that we're not being liberated, and how that vibration actually makes you feel. So it can be the restrictions, obviously, of burdens that are going on in your own lives personally, and it will shadow through other aspects of your life. So potentially on the 9th, it's not the best time to have potty mouth. It's not the best time to get into a trigger fight. It can be quite aggressive. I'm also seeing aspects coming up that are really, there's a lot of squares happening. And when square energies happen, they're energies that aren't meshing together, energies that aren't working. Now, when I was looking at the reads moving forward into March, The one thing in a synchronistic pattern when I've been meditating on it is a lot of people will be coming back into reunion. It can be energies coming back from the past at a karmic level, needing to sort things out, balance things out in life. So if you are in a relationship, whoever you are in the world, you know, depending on where that Aries placement is for you, there can be external situations going on. Now, here in Perth, WA, I'm currently at the 7th. Now, on the 7th of February, when I do look at the aspects, we do have certain things coming up where currently the moon is in Cancer, because I was looking at it going, family-related dynamics, obviously with the nodes playing out in Cancer and Capricorn, they tend to say they're around 2 years, 2.5, and then you get the transfer over. Now, in March, we are having the nodes change. So in theory, there is this residue energy of the nodal effect of a tie-up in karmic frequency. We still will be having eclipses in those zodiac signs, but at a very heavy level. It's like the T section in the road where we're coming to that place with our careers, with our work, with government bodies, with contracts, partnerships, and marriage. With direct progress and the map in front of your life, you're looking at it and you're getting to a place where some D-Day decisions are going to come up. And with the squaring aspects, especially when a planet is quincunxing, it's the T section in the road. There's no, even if you wanted to find an excuse to not make a decision or take a leap of faith or choose a path, it's very much pushing you in a direction to get to the root cause of the energy of situations. Now, root chakra is deeply linked in. Yeah, no shit. Okay. Root chakra directly links in with Aries energy, and it is also Saturn. So it's father figure of universe. Now, Juno going retrograde again is this is very similar to a Venus retrograde, apart from the ugly side of it only. But looking at it very technically, and it's with every facet and area in your life. So when it comes to the commitments, the burdens, the balancing of situations in your home environment, those subject matters are going to come up. When it comes to the responsibility, the accountability, the frustration to do with government departments, your finances, your bank accounts, we're in Mercury retrograde, for goodness sakes. That's normal energy, but because the nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, it's heightened due to that fact. I do feel also, because we're transferring over, we're going to have a mishmash, especially moving into March and April, of those two energies still. Because anytime you directly have an eclipse energy, which we did in January, it takes 6 to 12 months for that frequency to cycle out and to close that chapter to begin that new one in totality. So it's not that you won't see movement and changes. It's more the fact that during that process, you'll tend to find that it'll come in ebbs and flows, and it's not going to come right away. So some of you, yes, this moon energy, you may be feeling in a frequency sense already. And the more tapped in you are and the more psychic you are, you'll receptively be feeling these frequencies beforehand. It's very normal. So sometimes it's handy to look at the astrology of the following month, because you'll already be embodying the frequency because you're tapped in. You're actually, you're like a radio wave. So you'll feel vibrations more so than the natural ebbs and flows of when they hit. After that fact, and easy 3 weeks after that, there'll be the rippling effect of that frequency. Obviously, for certain zodiac signs, it will be heightened, especially because the nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn. They're still going to get a hit in that energy, because we will be having on the 16th Mars in Capricorn. So it's, again, with the moon in its slither state, it's moving towards, by the 7th, which is today, it's moving into Aries. But again, it directly depends on where you are in the world. Yesterday's energy would have been linking in separately. Today's is very unique. Now, I'm going to see if I've got all the charts here. I'm multitasking, so bear with me. This was not pre-organised. This was essential. And I just feel you guys need this update so that you can be prepared. Now, Uranus is making aspects as well, and when it's squaring, much needed changes, shifts, and surprises can actually come in. It's so interesting because I've literally pulled a page to the Knights on Mars. How does that happen synchronistically? Okay, Uranus is about change and Mars can be about anger. It can be about things we fight for. It's going to cause a bit of conflict. But the conflict that comes up, it can be restless, it can be impulsive, it can be crazy. Let's get into it. Bear with me. So this is what happens when you're always researching and you see these things and you're like, no, we've got to get on this right away. My twin and I were sitting there the other night and he was watching me do all the updates, all these videos. Now, I was initially going to do them in interval stages of earth, air, fire, water, which I have written them down. Give me 5. Love me enough to give me 5 because this potentially will help you. Otherwise, feel free to actually look at your chart and see how the aspects will directly affect you. Because if you're going into situations and you're not being mindful, it will be ongoing, lasting effects. For the love of goodness, where is it? Neptune energy, true. I have started writing a course as well, so I'm multitasking at a disgusting level. And I've got 2 books. I've got to find this. Yes, it's this book. I told you I need a secretary. Anyone want to jump over to Australia and give me a hand with my busy schedule? Jupiter, Chiron. Feel free to chat. That's Taurus, full moon. Nope. This is frustrating me. I may have to do a second video. And I may just read from the energy of... I don't know why I can't find it. How are we? 4 a.m. here, something told me to wake up and yeah, I know. Okay, I'm going to bounce back to the charts and I'm going to interpret them for you. Now, you'll see my face, but I obviously will be on my astrology page. Even on the 10th, there will be still frequencies coming through. Now, the sun will be in Aquarius at 20 degrees and the moon will be in Virgo, which will be almost like we are looking at it at a very disconnected level and we're needing to see the black and white reality. There's the problem. Show me the solution. If you can't give me evidence-based situations as to a solution, and it's in the early stages of that frequency, you will get frustrated and you will have and it won't be an expectation, it will be a direct need that something in that energy needs to shift. And that's the day after the Leo full moon. Now, with Mercury, it'll be at 9 degrees Pisces. Venus will be at 2 degrees Aries, which again is the planet of war, can be spicy. But again, it's taper your energy, come to it correctly and come to it with a place of, you know, watch the bigger picture of what you're trying to achieve. And this is aspects where we're actually going to get our hands dirty. The squaring aspects tend to be more problematic. And Lilith will be in Aries at 1 degree. Now, on the moon energy, it will be at 0 degrees, and that can be actually quite gnarly. That's like, it's the beginning state. It looks messy. How is this going to look? Now, the moon is quincunxing Venus. Remember, the moon's in Aries. So with the Aries energy, Aries currently is in Chiron, and it is the wounded healer. So for Aries, this is their first house. So especially when it comes to Venus, I'm going to have to do it this way. Especially when it comes to Venus, the way you're going to be looking at it, I'll bounce back again. You're going to be looking at how it benefits you versus how other people are seeing you. With the Chiron energy, it's Venus, Lilith, Mars energy. It's battling energy, but your wounds are going to come up and how you relate to it in effect of what you're wanting to be the bigger picture with the situation. It will be necessary to look at the give and take in it. It needs to both be mutually beneficial. We also need to not get into our ego of feeling that, no, it's only got to be one-sided. And if people's energies are going to be like that and we can't learn the art of actually tapering ourselves and using the art of communication. So it's worse. Think about it. Mercury retrograde, not a great time to talk. Everyone gets confused. Pisces frequency, too many psychic downloads because you intuitively see the bigger picture. Aries in Lilith is you're looking at your shadow side. You could see some shadow energy or past tense frequencies playing out and go, oh no. And that can really cause T-sections in the road. Now, with it being Aries, being first house placement, in a beginning stage, because it's the first house of the zodiac, and this is for collective energy, looking at it from only your side, we need to, it can be where a lot of burdens are on you, because first house placement, and especially Aries and Chiron, you tend to be a better healer of yourself than allowing other people to help you. And this could be potentially where we're overburdening ourselves. There could be a lot of expectations coming towards you, where you're looking at things and you're feeling overburdened and you feel the scales tipping. And with Juno going retrograde, again, as I mentioned, Juno is actually the house of Libra. It is the Venus placement. That's its natural energy. It's the energy of justice, okay? She is the daughter figure of Saturn, and she is married to Neptune, which again, she's Jupiter energy in a sense of TF, but she's also the energy of she is connected into hopes and dreams and Neptune energy, okay? So with those aspects, we do need to be looking at those, and you will notice synchronistic patterns happening at the moment. So the way you're looking at it, it might be a lot of people are having a lot of expectations on you, and it's unmanageable frequency. Now, when it quincunxes, the moon quincunxing Venus, it's like you've got to make a choice. Can you do it? Can't you? I know that sounds harsh, doesn't it? And it can just be for this very moment. It's looking at the direct balance of situations, the give and take in a reciprocal manner. It's a bit like a transaction, okay? You're looking at it and you're going, I understand from where we've come, all of us collectively, and potentially planning from where you're attempting to go. And that's in romance in general, but looking at it from a correct first place. If we're doing things for other people, so hard saying this, if we're doing things for other people and the scale is like that, for all of us collectively, that will be an unmanageable reality. So I do think in a way, it needs to get nasty with us so that we can actually correct the imbalance, because there is an imbalance playing out at the moment. And it's not through, for many people in life, it won't be due to the fact we intentionally do this. It has come about in a creepy form, potentially, especially since Juno moved into Libra around, I think it was November, December, October. Yeah, I think it was October last year. Those energies can be playing out again, where we're now looking at those. We're looking at those imbalances, the slight energies of them were coming through. We were patiently waiting for the balance out of those things, and they're coming to a head right now. Now, the one thing I did notice when I was tuning into March, yes, it splits into two energies, but both energies, be it couple or single, are going to be having issues. But I sat there and I looked and I pulled them several times, and it was for the same sign, and I went, okay, I'll go away, I'll clear my energy, I'll come back. Same thing. Moved away, meditated on it again, still continued to get downloads, and then I asked the question, is the month of February important that with the decisions we make this month, it will directly determine the movement forward? Will it change the outcome? And I pulled a clarify for singles and I pulled a clarify for couples. And the confirmation was yes. So what you do in this month, and I do believe Giggle sent me a video. Where's my phone? I'm going to tell you the channel to go and have a look at, and I'm going to give her a plug. I love her. She's written a book on masculines. And I also know there are two readers that I do watch, obviously with me being a psychic medium, as well as I do look at collective energy, especially if I've done a video and somebody sends me a video and says, look at this. Oh my gosh, you said something to that degree. Especially when we have the private conversations separately. your mother. How can I help you? I don't work and I don't have a life. Hi, I'm on YouTube. Can I help you? Food. Love you. Bye. See? I'm telling ya, notes in Cancer and Capricorn. People be not understanding. Okay, let me check this channel. I'll probably get demonetized now because I had a ringtone on there. Seriously. Now let me have a look. Okay, Giggle and I talked. Now there is this channel. Okay. I potentially should actually put her link under. The Woke Therapist. Big shout out, doll. I love you to bits. I'll have to put a connection in there. Now, the Woke Therapist has put up, triggered the final showdown, and I won't say anything more. Go and have a look. She has tuned into this energy. Now, there's also another reader, which was sent to me, which I do watch now and then. I love her to bits. And her name is Ascension Tarot. Okay. Now, she's talking about the energy of the Mercury retrograde. Now, the energy of the Mercury retrograde currently is the effects are impacting us more so due to Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is going to be in a frequency sense in Aries, hi Dale, till October. Mars energy, our shadow side. What are we fighting for? Aggressive energy, aggressive tendencies, domineering, manipulation. Any questions? Be mindful of this. It's the energy coming up now. It's very much with the squaring aspects that are coming through are there to benefit you. They may not initially feel that way, but they're showing us something that's already there. They're showing us an imbalance that's already there. And they're showing us that it's unmaintainable. So it is, in theory, it is to the benefit of us. It's just the energy of what's to come and how to balance that energy out. Probably the same as you. Being a Libra, Cancer energy, ascendant and rising, and Venus house, Scorpio. Loving it. Did you? Any questions? You will have things crop up this month. And look, it's very frustrating as a reader, and especially I remember in 2017 when I was reading on YouTube, a lot of people were in communication with loved ones, with people that they were trying to move towards. The Woke Therapist, I love her. I love her. But I don't really have much time to watch videos, to be quite honest, because I'm doing a lot of changes on my side. So it's more when people send them to me, and I have actually watched her. Look, everyone will be. Like, my energy in general, Juno is in Libra. If anything, Libras this year are going through a transitional state of effectively, because look, with the Aries and Chiron energy, Libras at the moment, their wound directly relates to marriages, contracts, partnerships. You're innately a Libra, so it's your natural disposition. Those energies that occurred, your vibration for the next 8 years is to assist healing within these areas. But it also embodies and helps you as you do that transitional state and actually have people come towards you with BS, and you look at it and you help them see potentially an egoic state, a belief system, a broken paradigm. Your healing actually comes through that process. So you're able to actually heal in that level. Aries in Chiron, being your first house, if you were an Aries, you directly heal yourself and motivate other people around you to heal you. to heal themselves, to take direct accountability, to level up, to look at things differently, to own what's going on, to look at it, to peacefully do it internally and fight for your own energy to resurrect yourself. So potentially with this Venus energy coming through, in a sense that Venus will be in Aries, the shadow of Black Moon Lilith will be in Aries, and then the energy of Mars frequency will be moving into Capricorn. We will have energies of that of what affects us on the inside and that of what affects us directly occurring in the 3D around us. So we're going to have two situations going on collectively. It will be first happening on a deep intuitive level inside. It's yin and yang, right? And then it will be happening it can be happening in romance. It can be with your contracts and partnerships. We're going to have the Capricorn frequency, which the nodes being in Capricorn can link in with your finances, your career, government bodies, court cases, legality. Does that make sense? So, and then the nodes are going to change in March into Gemini and Sagittarius, which is then like, okay, you had the shock of your life, now level up. How do we bring all of these pieces of the puzzle back together again? How do we pull this mess in to make it work? All this scattered information, because Geminis are well known for communication. They're also known for the energy, and the nodes are going to be there for 2.5 years. So the energy of Gemini will be coming into a degree where it's overdose of information. And it is very much linked into Mercury. So it's 2.5 years of Mercury. Communication, technology, movement, and that will be developments in those areas. So fine-tuning it and manifesting it into the movement forward. But it's also keeping the healthy balance between the two energies with a nodal effect. But I'll do a separate video based on that. So if you're wanting to know the energy or the house, you can book a reading and I can do you a private read for it. I'm also updating things on the website. We are moving into the Pisces moon on the 23rd, and that will be a different energy for us all together. I'll check the chart. Bear with me. I'm going to check the chart on the 23rd. Let me see if there's any fun aspects. It will lighten up, but the permanency of the Lilith in Aries energy will be there for a while, which is not comfortable. If you've dealt with your shadow side and you're in a relationship and you have great communication, just be more patient. You'll find it will plateau out, but it will develop a technique inside your connections. And look, relationships and Venus isn't just linking into romance house. It also does link into all your connections, you know, the things you're invested in, the value in things, the balance in things. It can be your health, for goodness sakes. You know, you best love your health. Come on, move forward. So we need to look at the 23rd. We're to the 19th. Oh, you. I should look at the 22nd. I'm going to look at the day before. If I can't see your comments, it's because I'm on another screen right now. I didn't use the other aspect. Okay, so we'll have the moon in Aquarius. We will have the sun in Pisces, again, deeply intuitive. And it is, okay, the 12th house in astrology, before I go any further, bounce back to YouTube. The 12th house... Hi, UK. The 12th house is a very, very important house. Now, it is connected to illicit affairs, but at a very spiritual level, when you've reached a state in your life, it's the final step to reaching a peaceful place in a situation. So when you have reached the 12th house, it's actually deeply positive. It's you're ending one state of being and you're moving into another. So it, again, with Pisces, it's deeply psychic. It's the subconscious mind, but it's what you do with that in a healthy sense. It's making peace with things, and it can also be during the Leo moon, obviously, and the Pisces energy is going to be at the critical degree. So, you know, you do really need to, with the Aries energy and Black Moon Lilith, because it's our shadow side, and the House of Pisces, at a spiritual level, it can be where you feel like you're cracking. Okay, if you're grounded and you understand and you're at peace and you're not fighting the transformation, very Abraham Hicks energy, stop swimming backwards, stop rowing backwards. You're gonna, the heavy, move through the heavy, because whenever you deal with a frequency, if it's like, oh my goodness, this is hell, always if you deal with that energy, you're in Australia. Hi, Dale. Always when you deal with that energy in a spiritual sense, what you get on the other side of it is gold. Okay? It's gold to the point where, especially when you're feeling in your chakra systems, you're like, oh, when I go down there, that's going to be horrible. That means the liberation of that energy you will have, and the sense of freedom you will have, will be so much more than that scary energy down there. And it means it will really, really free you. So these direct energies are there to actually help us be free and help us have a better life. But, as an energy that looks at astrology, more for my ascension symptoms and to understand, especially when I'm looking at the cards, I'm going intuitively doing this read. The videos I have done, which I have technically, what's going on right now, I'm probably even better off to be guided to do live for March. I'll wait and see on that level, because I am seeing a transitional state and I do feel the energy is going to change. So some energies that come through, if they're prematurely dealt with, may be very different by the middle of the month moving forward. So I don't know, man. I'm just telling, and the clarifiers for the cards, when I did pull them, it did say that if we do make a different decision and deal with the adversity and attempt to negotiate and create the balance, March for us will be the beginning, but there will not be any turning back. Love and light. Any questions while I'm here? Because this is the beginning of my end of my week and my weekend, and I've got lots to do. Like I said, I'm happy to do a look-in for your zodiac sign. I have opened my Saturday up, so there are sessions tomorrow, but limited spaces, because I am trying to get the creative content done and the tools that I can actually host on my website. And I will continue to do all the videos, but at the same time, especially for future reference, I'm going to be hosting things on the website to help you guys. So stay tuned. Yeah, I'll try and have a good evening. I'm going to be prepared, because tomorrow's the movement into this energy. Yeah. It's really yucky energy. You really do need to very much protect yourself. Be very mindful. Now, healthy boundaries don't have to be aggressive. It's can you, can't you. That's okay. Be gentle with yourself. We don't need to be mean to people. We just need to be honest and look at things and have love and compassion. And it's going to be what it's going to be. Everything happens for a reason. You skipped the second bit. The second one had some informative information as well. Very informative. That's okay. I'll continue to do the twin flame updates. I am seeing changes, and I do really feel some of the trends that are going to come up. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Yeah, some of the things that are going to come up are to give us that better life, but we just don't look at it that way, guys. Not right now. And it's so hard as readers, especially, other readers, it's almost like we feel guilty telling you bad news. We're not God, we're looking at it and we're in the vibration too. I've even been guided to bring some of the lighter energy into the March frequency, but I also can't sugarcoat things. If I was to tell you everything's bed of roses, you'd be going, no, it's not. But it's not that it's terrible. It's that, but the budget and the budget energy that's coming through, it's really coming up in the collective at the moment because of the energy. How do I put it? There is an imbalance. So some of your abilities to help and enable are being removed from you. And this is to tie up old cycles, because they sometimes when we go down a path we're not supposed to. Have you ever noticed doors close? But people in an energetic field, you know, we 3 laws of universe, you get an aha epiphany moment and you're feeling it, right? You could be feeling it with people in your life. You could have been saying certain things and people aren't listening. And then you have a near miss. And that near miss can be, oh, I've had another epiphany and oh, things are lagging. You know, it can be finances going. And then you're looking at it going, oh, wow, D-Day, this is getting gnarly. We need to look at this. Universe for some people right now is taking your ability to enable people away. That's even us being able to be codependent on other people. And if that's not in alignment, it's there to actually help the energy balance out because it hasn't been corrected. And with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, those were areas that if you had been dealing with and you'd been fine, you're in alignment. Universe isn't punishing you. Universe is actually giving you a hand because other energies around you have been codependent on you and haven't learned a karmic lesson. So that is happening to take you out of the picture. And I did mention that feminines will get very tired. Now, Venus is feminine. Lilith is feminine. It's our shadow side. But it's also, you know, don't take us there. Don't take us there. So it's two things. All of us have that. All right. Then we have, so we got Juno in Libra, which is again Venus. We have Venus in Aries. We have Lilith in Mars acting, okay, feminine energy. And our intuition and our, you know, our feelings, our vibrations, our needs, our desires, our balance is being rectified with the Mars energy. So it's like, oh, no. So you're being taken into an energy and a frequency to not enable other energies for a karmic balance. Can anyone directly relate? Please tell me if you can. I would love to hear. Got to see where Uranus is. Let me check. Let me check on that day. Back to the astrology. Jupiter in Capricorn. Okay, let me see any yucky aspects. Oh, God. They're home. Saturn squaring Uranus. Okay. Saturn is going to be bringing the unexpected to the forefront. I'm on YouTube. Wait. See, this is what my weekend is. And you wonder why. So Libra and Balance. They're happy because it's the weekend and they know what they're in for. Saturn squaring Uranus at 6 degrees. Uranus obviously is in Taurus. Saturn is in Capricorn. Again, financial squeeze. Things not balancing. Venus squaring Jupiter. Unable to build because there are issues. Let's say the nodes. Node squaring Lilith, node squaring Chiron, Lilith squaring Mars. Am I making sense? Your money's being taken from you, okay? It's not to punish you. It's there to stop people manipulating you until those healthy boundaries can be created and the balance is there, the karmic balance. Just pause, just pause. Okay, feeling very tired at the moment, but trying to move forward. I did suggest during the Leo moon, try not to do too much. Try and do some internal work. Just get grounded, have a cup of tea, drink fluid. We've got the Pisces energy, which is crown chakra. Light yourself. I talked to Giggle earlier, and I had a psychic download, and I went, after this moon energy, just keep away from people for 3 weeks. And she was like, what? And I went, just on my intuition, I felt looting energy, aggressive energy. I'm just saying, that's what I was picking. I was like, stay home if you can. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. Go out only if you need to. Yeah, we are. We're in the eye of the storm. But this is to help these aspects shift, okay? Now, we are having Saturn next month retrograding into Aquarius, which is all about the collective. It's about the external. It's tribe mentality. This year is a 4 vibration. It's tribe mentality. If you're saying 1 1 1 1, 1 1 4 4 4 4 4 1 1, it's still duality. You know, yin and yang in you, yin and yang in them. Let's balance it. You're working together. It's going to work. You're not. It's going to cut. T-section in the road. The energies that have been around you that have been a vampire, it won't work. 6 is masculine frequency, 9's a hermit mode. They're almost the ending of a cycle, okay? But every person will see it differently. The more into the path you go, you won't see the numbers unless necessary. I only see them now when I'm tuning in because my psychic energy has upgraded to a point I don't require them now. Yeah, it's just taper it, see where the wound is, go and look into it, see where the imbalances are. Potentially there could be an area in your life that's happening where it could be triggering you, and then try and directly relate to that. But most of the forward movement at the moment, it's ending of a cycle. That's why this is happening. A full moon is an ending of a cycle. So it's going to get nasty to end that cycle because it's come to that T-section in the road. The new moon is all about, you know, your psychic energy, okay, your foresight. At the moment, Neptune's in Pisces. Pisces and Neptune is about dreams. You want those dreams to come through. It will be the perfect time to plant those seeds and take direct action. So right now isn't the best time to start anything new. It's more the point of moving into the energy of being receptive to the dynamic, the environment, taking notes, getting grounded. You may have energies come towards you in a huge projection sense, and you may need, you know, to keep grounded. The 1-400 is to do with the chosen ones, twin flame, or people that are going through an ascension, the awoke ones. 1 is more that you're split, and you need to come into the masculine, feminine embodiment in your own, the yin and yang energy. Look at it as yin and yang. But moving forward, these things for the next week, 2 weeks, will be a bit iffy. You're going to need to keep as grounded as possible. Feel free to go to a reader. Feel free to go to an astrologer. Feel free to book me if you need me to help you get grounded, and I can give you techniques. I can help you work through your block. And if you do want me to tune into your Aries and Chiron and the Aries and Venus, etc., drop me a line. I've been updating the website. So for those of you that have been jumping on the website and it hasn't been working, it's because I was editing today. So sorry. I'm upgrading everything on there. I'll be hosting videos on there. I'm going to be doing podcasts, and I will be doing interviews on there, and I'm going to talk about everything. I'm sick of delaying it. I'm going to do it. So it's going to be anything to do with spirituality, how to enhance your psychic gifts. I'll be happy to have people call in where they can ask me direct questions. But yeah, I'll keep you posted as to all those changes. And yes, you can, like I said, book a reading on the website. And when I can, I will be setting up permanent dates that I will be live, and permanent dates I will be doing super chat. Yeah, I do have the Wix app. So if you ever log on to it and it says download the Wix app, if you are a permanent client, you need to download it. It's easy to just, you know, click onto it and go straight through. So at the moment I'm meditating upon who I'm going to use for the podcast, but I have already set one up, but I'm meditating on that still because I'm looking at some of the analytics and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. But those podcasts will be hosted on here as well. But I'm trying to move it, and this is what you guys really need to be mindful of. For 3 years I've been on YouTube. There's so many changes on YouTube. What I'm moving towards in the next 5 years, you know, to keep following me, and as I develop spiritually, it is better to actually still subscribe to the website, because as those changes come through, you will be able to have the heads up, and I will be giving more information sessions, live sessions there, and hosting a lot more information on the actual website in the next year. So, you know, stay tuned to that, because as changes come, that will be a permanency. That's my permanency there. Anyway, love and light, guys, and I'll speak to you guys soon.